Can you say your name, please?
I'm John Nese.
And what is your role here? What's your title?
Oh, a jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades. And how long have you been in this business?
Well, I've been in the grocery business. My father brought me to work with him when I was 6 years old, when we were located downtown, in Galco's downtown. Do you want me to turn the radio off? Would that be better?
No, it's
okay. Okay. So I've been in it all my life. As a matter of fact, I attended USC, and I was getting a degree in history because I wanted to teach ancient history. And at the same time, because we were in the grocery business, they had the School of Food Management or whatever it was at the time. They changed the name since I went there.
And how long has Galco's been around?
We've been around since 1897. We've been here since 1955 at this location.
And when you look at it, since it's been here for so long and spanning over a century, spanning over, well, three if you look at 1800s, 1900s, and now 2000s, what is it that brings people back in your mind?
Well, it's the same thing that's always held true. I mean, we kind of forgot it in the 50s, 60s, especially in the 70s and 80s as we progressed. The stores have gotten larger and they've gotten more impersonal. And they've treated everybody like everybody is exactly the same. And they have no more choices involved. You see that sign up there? That's the one that says freedom of choice? That's exactly what we do. You can buy one of anything in here. We don't spend your money for you and force you to buy a 30-pack of something that you don't need, or a dozen pairs of socks, or whatever it happens to be. It's your money. You spend it the way you want to spend it.
You talk about freedom of choice, and you sell beverages, and you sell sodas, and you sell candies. Are you selling an experience, or are you selling an item? What do you think? What do you think to the customer?
I think there's a part of it. Well, it's more than just that. A lot of people come in and say you're selling nostalgia, and that may be true for some people, but for most people, it's the ability to go in and make the choice themselves rather than having somebody tell them. You look at how we've progressed over the years. I mean, you're still young, so you've been brought up with computers. But if you were my age, you'd see how the progression has taken place. And even though the computers make things easier, they've also taken choices away from people at the same time. They've done good, and then they've done other things. And I'm talking specifically about Bill Gates, and where he goes in and he rents his systems to people. Everybody thinks they own them. They don't own them. They're renting Bill Gates' system. And every time he makes an upgrade, you have to upgrade with him, or you're not in there.
So when you look at this place and it's got the 50s and 60s music, it's got the feel of the 50s and 60s and even earlier than that. Is there a need to keep it fresh or new, or just the fact that this place is here when there's so few of them, that itself is the new aspect of it?
Well, you have to remember, we originally started as an Italian grocery store in 1897. It was about 10, 11 years ago that we made the transition. Most small businesses do what they do, and when the neighborhoods change, or even large businesses, when the neighborhoods change, they disappear because they're not taking care of their clientele.
When you look at right now the economic status, we're in a recession. Is this place still doing as well as it was 10, 11 years ago?
It's doing better. We're not selling car payments. We're not selling house payments. We're not selling any of that. You can buy one of anything, and it's $1, and it brings a smile to people's faces. So what we're doing is, people are happy. I mean, people are happy to come in here and spend their $1 and feel good. It's way, way, way beyond just selling that one bottle of soda. It goes in and go ahead.
If you could define this place in one word, what would it be?
I can't. And that's 2 words.
In terms of when people tell you, what are the most common things people tell you when they come in here and then they leave?
What is the best? That is a statement.
What is the best?
There is no such thing as the best.
Do you have any favorites?
Yes, but they're my favorites. They may not be your favorites. I mean, it's really something. We were talking, and I was talking to some customers, and we were talking about things. And, what is the best cola? So I took them through the range. I said, well, this one over here, this Canadian cola, has cinnamon, nutmeg, and maple syrup in it. And if you like it, it's great. Coca-Cola has Shensen Violet in it. Pepsi-Cola originally was a pepsin-based product. But this other one over here, this Fenneman's, has ginger in it, and it's brewed like a beer, and the New York Times called it the best cola ever made. And I was talking to one person, and the lady right next to that person picks up a 4-pack, and I said, you can buy one. You don't have to buy a 4-pack. And she says, oh, no, I trust you. And I said, well, you're not trusting me. You're trusting the New York Times, and you're trusting one person there. Well, she bought the 4-pack, and about 15 minutes later, she came back with 3 bottles, and she said, I really didn't like it. That's the problem. I mean, too many people are telling other people what the best is, and that's not what we're about. I'm not going to tell you what the best is. I'm going to let you discover what the best is, because we certainly don't have any choices. Have you seen how many of these big businesses say, oh, we buy in volume, and we're getting you the best buy, and we're going to get you the best product out there? Well, tell me, whose decision is that? It's not my decision. How many times do you hear the politicians say, they come in, well, on the bag law, the new bag law, this is what business wants. And I looked at the person and I said, nobody asked me what I wanted. I think it's absolutely wrong to charge the customer for a bag. I may get in trouble over that statement, but no, I think that should be built into the price. And what that is legislation pushed by big business to try to appear green and try to have people reuse reusable bags. I think reusing reusable bags is great, but I hate to push people into a corner where we're going to have to pass a law. How many laws do we have in this country that we don't even use? We've been at laws for 250, 300 years. I'll bet you most of the laws in this country we don't use, but they're there and they're still law. And they're controlling people. That's a problem.
So when you look at what's unique about this place, is it because it's a consumer-driven business and that there's such a range of selection that no one feels forced to be pressured into making a decision? Well,
the biggest thing is, what I find another big thing, is when people come in here, they say, oh my goodness, I'm overwhelmed. And, if you take the fresh and easy theory and basis, we just have like 3 items and the people can choose from that, and we limit it and it makes choices easy and easier shopping. And my thing is, I don't want to be put in that box. I don't want to be stuck on the shelf as, oh, I have 3 choices and that's it. I learned a long, long time ago when we were a grocery store, and this lady, this was back I was about the 60s, 70s, something like that. And this lady came in, and she smoked Marlboro Green. And she wanted Marlboro Green, but none of the big markets carried Marlboro Green. And I said, oh, well, Mrs. Setting, I'll get that for you, if that's what you want. Yeah, I want 2 cartons. So I ordered it for her. She bought the 2 cartons. And she bought Marlboro Greens. Well, pretty soon, she told somebody else. And somebody else told somebody else. So all of a sudden, I was selling more Marlboro Greens than I was selling the regular Marlboros. And I use that as an example because everybody, we don't smoke anymore.
So when you talk about this place, is it built on the relationships you have with the customers?
Yes. Most really solid businesses are based that way. In small business anyway, it's the business person to the customers. And that's really, really important.
When you look at your legacy, obviously you're still doing this, even at your nice young, how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
A lot older than you. I was there when Dr. Barker was teaching. He was the youngest of the Barker brothers. So ask some of the old timers down there.
So when you look at it, what do you think your legacy is running this place?
You know what? It's not, I don't think it's selling soda pops. I think what we're doing is just helping to make people aware that there are choices out there and they can make choices. And it's really irritating to me to have to go into any kind of a business and have everything preordained. You go into Macy's and all of those little boutiques are bought and paid for. And so whoever buys them wins. And if the little guy can't afford to buy them, they can't win. So, I think it's just a matter of helping to make people aware of what's going on. You don't know how many people come in here and say, well, I didn't know that they bought and sold their shelf space. And I'm going, oh, yes. Whoever has the money to buy the shelf space wins. And so we all go along with the program.
So what do you think, if you had to place your finger finally on one thing that defines the success of this business, what is it?
Freedom of choice.